Oh, you think it's funny? You think it's funny taking toilet tissue? You gonna clean every piece with your mouth. Lick it off. Lick it off.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Now, a lot of times, people have just enough money on their books for food. That means they got to rely either on the state or their homies to hold them down with cosmetics. That's your soap, your toothpaste, your mouthwash, and your toilet tissue, combs, brushes, etc. The state cheap as hell, so they count and ration out that toilet paper. If you get a roll on the first, you can't get another roll for 15 days. State toilet tissue sell for commissary also, y'all. Everything in prison is for sale. Now, everyone normally goes down to the pod bathroom to take a dump, and they take their tissue with them. Now, one day, we was in the mess hall for lunch. Excuse me. And they was having what we call shit on the shingle. It's some kind of ground meat and potatoes, I think like puree or something. Most of us ain't eat it. We just ate the white bread and drank the juice for that meal. I don't eat pork, and we don't even know what kind of meat that was. So yeah, that was a no for me. But you know, there's always that one guy that act like he's so hungry all the time. He's so broke, he don't let a crumb go to waste if he around. This guy's name was Nino in our pod. Real big guy, looked like Mr. T, had the mohawk and everything. Nino is going table to table asking who don't want their food. This stuff is like soup. He done filled up a water bottle for later. He put it in his pocket. Then he sit down and start eating all the trays he done racked up. He had 10 trays, y'all. He ate every bit of that goulash and the white bread with it. Time to head back to the pod. Lunch is over. We gotta wait on lines to exit the mess hall. 10 inmates at a time. Nino's in line with me and Didi. He can't stay still. You know when somebody like doing a pee-pee dance, but you can also tell they really holding everything in and they probably need to get to a bathroom ASAP. That was Nino. And we all hated being in line with him, but it's kind of hard to predict where the line is going to cut off and who you're going to get stuck in line with on the exit. Now, Nino is notorious for holding up the line, for getting stopped and patted down because they're searching to see if you're trying to sneak any food out of the mess hall. And they already know he do that every day. You know, some days he gets caught, some days he don't. Now, it wasn't that big of a deal. They're just, throw it in the garbage. And they normally let him go. And they knew his situation. He ain't had no bread like that. So they wasn't really pressing him like that. They understood he was hungry, but they had to do their jobs. Anyway, they was pressing him today. And they wasn't having it. They found a bottle of goulash. What's this? He said, it's just some of that goulash, man. It was so good, man. I was trying to save some for tonight after lockdown. And they'll say, nah, you know we can't let you keep this. Nah, man, we can't let you bring this back with you. So they took it, tossed it in the garbage. Like, all right, damn. They're like, keep it moving. So he keep on going. And, the line starts moving. Now, he got away with something anyway. They ain't searched him that good. Once they found one thing on him, they figured that was it. He had white bread in his other pocket. He done stashed juice cups, all types of stuff. This man was slick with it. We get through the line, head back to the pod. Now, everybody in the day room, they normally put movies on at nighttime for us. Some of the COs would bring in bootlegs and play it on the VCR back then. And, we'd just sit there and watch it in the day room, kick it. So we wasn't missing too many beats, y'all. Don't think because we was behind bars, we ain't know what was going on out there in that free world. Yeah, y'all, we still got to see movies and all that, hear all the new music. Anyway, now we see everybody is just chilling. The vibe is cool. So you know when everything is like slow motion, but all of a sudden something speeds up. Nino, to us, came speed walking through the pod. He making a beeline right for the bathroom. And we like, dang, I knew it. I knew it was going to hit his stomach soon. That goulash was hitting Nino's stomach like a pile of bricks. He couldn't help it. He had to run, get to that bathroom. Now, mind you, y'all, he ain't have nothing in his hands with him. He had no tissue, no towel, nothing. He had to go that bad. He just ran. And he got down to the stall and he made it. He made it to that toilet. Thank goodness he made it. He ain't make a mess in the pod. Now, here's where it gets diabolical, y'all. In the stalls, there's a partition between the stalls. Goes all the way from the ground up. And it separates the two stalls. And it's flat on top. Most people put their tissue right on top. Now, the guy that was in the stall next to him already had his tissue sitting up there on the top. And he wasn't paying attention. He was reading a magazine, whatever he was doing in there. He left his tissue sitting there unguarded. Nino looked up as soon as he was done and snatched that roll, y'all. Quiet, like a thief in the night. Ripped it off, used the tissue, and it was only enough tissue in there for one person one last time. It was the end of the roll, y'all. Nino used that man's last bit of toilet tissue. And then he ain't even flushed the toilet, y'all. He ain't even washed his hands or nothing, because he knew he just did some BS. You just took that man's toilet tissue without asking. And the last of it. He got off that stall, pulled his pants up, and slowly crept out of that bathroom without dude even noticing, because he was into that book that he was reading, y'all. The magazine. Now, this guy is the other neutron that I spoke about before. His name's Corey. Corey looks up to grab his tissue, and it's not there. All he sees is an empty cardboard spool. And he like, nah, I'm not bugging. I had just enough tissue left. I knew I had just enough left. It wasn't there, y'all. And now, he mad as hell. He mad as hell because ain't nobody coming to help you. Ain't nobody gonna come in there and give you no tissue while you're on the toilet in that compromising position. Because now, both of y'all gonna get scrutinized and talked about. So now you on your own. You gotta figure it out. Corey did the only thing that he could do, y'all. He took his white t-shirt off and he commenced to wiping his behind, scrubbing it all out. Now, Corey is pissed off, y'all. Corey pissed off. And because he didn't have any toilet tissue, he didn't flush either. So what Corey do, y'all? Corey said, you know what? I'm going to find out who did this, and I'm going to make them pay. They going to pay for messing up my shirt and messing up my day. Now, Corey reached his hand deep down in that toilet bowl, y'all, and he grabbed a big old turd. Glop, blop, tossed it in his white t-shirt. Yeah, y'all. Grabbed it all out, every bit that he could get, and put it in that white t-shirt. He closed the t-shirt up. Tied it in a nice little knot. And he got himself together, and now he's charging out of the bathroom. Now, everybody noticed something ain't right. Corey don't act like that. Corey keep it on the low. keep to himself. He don't push no buttons. But nah, Corey on a rampage. And now immediately, y'all, he go to his cell. He grab a little plastic bag that he had under the bed, and he throw the t-shirt in there. He close it up, and then he wash his hands, and then he head back out to the tier. Now Corey asking questions. He asking everybody that had a direct view of the bathroom over the last 30, 40 minutes. Yo. You see anybody run up out of here, yo? You see anybody come in or out of the bathroom while I was in there a few minutes ago? Da-da-da. And, well, everybody said, we didn't see exactly somebody go in there, but we did see Nino running that direction. And he was kind of like holding his behind, like he had to let something out. Like something, he was eating all that goulash, so that's probably the culprit. That's what everybody said. So, Corey went and found Nino. And when he found Nino, he asked him, hey, yo, did you take my tissue? What you talking about? Did you take my toilet tissue? He said, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, man. He said, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. I got to show you my t-shirt. Now, Corey, at this time, he's still amped up. He don't got no shirt on. He grabbed the shirt out of the bag, and he take Corey by the throat. Corey ain't put up no resistance, y'all. He couldn't beat him anyway if he tried. He starts shoving all of those turds down Corey's mouth. Corey trying to spit. He choking. He yelling. He getting kneed in the stomach at the same time getting turds pushed down his throat. How you think that went? It was almost like how birds feed their siblings. Their young. They regurgitate and then they spit it in their mouth. Well, he was getting that hard knee to the stomach. Ugh! And then getting them turds down the throat at the same time. What y'all think was going on? What do you think was going on in Nino's mind when he was swallowing those turds, y'all? Do y'all think he thought twice about using that toilet tissue? That maybe he should have took his own shirt off and used his shirt instead of stealing somebody's toilet tissue? Listen, y'all, it's a cold world out there. And if you're not going to abide by the rules in prison, you will become food. Nino became food, y'all. Nino had to get admitted into the infirmary. Oh, yeah. Nino got a crazy fungal disease that he was fighting for his life. He was intoxicated by feces. And well, we never saw Nino again. Now, unfortunately, I'd say 8 out of 10 times, neutrons get caught when they fight or do any of the nonsense that happens in the prison. Why? Because they're not under any kind of protection. They're not clicked up, so the COs don't show them the same respect. Yeah, that whole thing about being the good guy, nah, it's all a rumor. It's false. Being a good guy won't get you nothing but stomped out in prison. So you kind of gotta be the bad guy to get the respect in prison that you're looking for, at least as far as survival goes. Corey would end up getting snatched up immediately. They heard the commotion. Wasn't nobody watching the doors. Wasn't nobody throwing signals. Didn't nobody tell Corey to run or nothing. I don't even know if Corey wanted to run. After what he did, though, boy, his hands was full of feces. They both stunk. The bathroom stunk. It honestly was probably no getting away for Corey anyway. Well, the COs rushed in, turtle squads, of course, shields, mace, start spraying both of them down till they got in their knees, cuffed them up, and Corey, he went to lockup for a long, long time. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but throwing feces or anything coming out of your body, secretion wise, at somebody, that's an offense in itself. It's a violent offense, and it's even pretty much attempted M, because at that point in time, nobody knows what you could be carrying, in your blood that can contaminate somebody else. So nobody thinks about stuff like that in prison, but when they get caught, it's definitely a street charge. That, on top of the fight, that'll get you a couple of years of dead time back in lockup. And well, Corey, he stood up for himself, but now he gets to tell this story over and over for the next 3 years in lockup. Segregation, where he won't see anything but the guy walking by the tears sweeping up every day. That's it. Now, a few weeks go by, and the trustee for the lockup pod, he would come back, because he lived in a regular pod. He'd come back and he'd spread the news, what's going on in the lockup, who said what, who did what, da-da-da-da. And he would come back and tell us that Corey is okay in lockup, that he don't mind being back there. And he said Corey feel like, him being a neutron, lockup is cool for him. He's safe. Plus he get points for doing what he did. Now, Corey might be right in both of those. He got points for doing what he did. Yeah, he taught Nino a lesson. He sure did. Now, he don't understand what comes along with that lesson he just taught Nino. Now, people want to know if you gonna get down. They want to know if you got what it takes to join their gang, because now you're gonna be recruited. Oh yeah, you're gonna be well sought after. They know you could possibly be a soldier. You willing to go to lockup. But here's the thing, y'all. Corey, he don't really understand what lockup means. He don't understand they didn't just give you a cell by yourself and put you in a nice, safe environment. You can't go to rec. You can't take showers but once a week. No communication, no visits, no phone calls. You don't realize you just put yourself in a tomb. Yeah. And being back there in that tomb, you are serving dead time. Corey's young. He's a newbie. He don't understand that whole 3 years that he's going to serve in that lockup cell, enjoying himself freely with no banky. Oh, he's not even serving his sentence. You got to do these 3 years and then start your sentence over, buddy. So, good luck, Corey. Unfortunately, you got caught. Listen, y'all. If you like stories like this, I need y'all to like, share, and hype the video, y'all. Subscribe to the page. You know what it is. Y'all already know the vibes. It's your boy JS Corner. This is the Prison Talk Show, and I'm out.
Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to my movie and my gaming channel. I'ma have that link pinned at the top of the comment section. Also, y'all subscribe to Stacy's Storytime. She's tell phenomenal stories just like myself. And if y'all feeling generous, make sure y'all leave me a tip. I'm accepting Cash App, Zelle, and PayPal. Until next time, y'all take care. I'm gone.